Live from Dodger Stadium, it's Major League Baseball on a Friday night. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right, Singy, let's talk about the man on the mound. He has been lights out lately.
You're not kidding, Boog. I mean, look at these stats. He's got hitters guessing on every pitch. I'm excited to see if he can maintain his dominance in this one.
We'll be back to get this one started after this. About to get started here, and today's starter, Shohei Ohtani.
Perhaps one of his best outings of the year last time out. Worked deep into the ball game, only gave up 3 hits. Today, he's going to try to do the exact same thing.
All right, ready to get underway. Here's Oneil Cruz. Swing and a miss.
No ball. 1 strike.
Outside low, and that's ball 1.
Well, I'll always remember how Cruz left his mark on Major League Baseball in his debut. 3 innings into his first game, he had the hardest throw by any infielder in baseball, the hardest hit ball all season by a Pirate, and the fastest sprint speed by a Pirate. This guy does it all.
That hits the dirt, and it's 2-2. Goes down looking.
You know, splitters aren't thrown by a ton of pitchers, and one of the main reasons is that they're difficult to control. And not many guys can spot them consistently where they want to, but he's one of those exceptions. He's found a way to corral a split, and he can place it on a dime just like he did right there.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa up to the plate. Here's a guy who's been struggling so far this year. It's only late April, but still hoping he'll turn it around soon. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Shallow right field. And there's 2 down. Here's the Pirates lineup now. And it's clear the most important job they have today is getting to the starting pitcher early and often.
No doubt about that. That's the best way to disrupt a game. But can they do it? Certainly something for us to pay attention to in this one, partner.
Bryan Reynolds here. Top of the zone, and it's called a strike. Next offering is in for a strike.
All right, now, he may have not liked either of those first 2 pitches or agreed with the umpire's calls, but at this point, he's going to have to bear down and be ready to hit anything close to the zone.
Next pitch way upstairs.
0-2 fastball way out of the zone. I think he's trying to speed him up. Got to stay back. Off speed's probably coming.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Nothing doing here for Pittsburgh. The Dodgers coming up, and we are scoreless. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Back here at Dodger Stadium, and on the mound for Pittsburgh in this one, Jared Jones.
Yeah, his ERA last year was a little worse than average, so definitely be looking for better results this season. You know, one of the keys is just being able to have a consistent delivery and to be able to repeat that delivery so you can hit the spots that you want to hit and have a higher chance of being successful.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish. In the air out to center. Cruz running hard to get it. Got it. Nice grab. And there's 1 down. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And a big factor for them in recent games, James Outman.
He's hit 5 home runs in his last 10 games. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And even if it doesn't sound like it, think about the pace over the course of a full season. That's over 80 home runs. Well, they're going to have a hard time getting him out in this one because he is dialed in.
Mookie Betts in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Felt impressed that he went right after him on that first pitch. That's the key. Try to get ahead in the count, then you can play around a little bit more as the at-bat expands.
The shortstop takes the ball.
1 ball, 1 strike.
One out, base is empty. And down on strikes he goes. Mookie Betts down on strikes.
Well, that curveball had some pretty good break to it. As you can see, the hitter just locked up a little bit. Thought it was a great pitch to hit, but sometimes you're looking for something else, and you can't pull the trigger.
Shohei Ohtani at the plate with 2 away. Swings through that one. And strike 2.
This guy's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Dodgers go down quietly, scoreless after 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. All set for the start of the inning. Here's the Pirates catcher now, Joey Bart. Bart will handle the catching duties in this one. 28 years old, and he's been on a good run at the plate, hitting over 300 in his last 10 games. And that's outside. Check swing, went around, and that's strike 1.
1-1.
Into center. That gets down for a hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
Batting 5th, first baseman.
So next to the plate for Pittsburgh, Spencer Horwitz.
Really strong hitting performance recently. Chance to extend that hitting streak to 10 games here.
All right, Singy, you know I'm a dork. Shohei Ohtani, go back to May 5th, 2022 at Fenway Park. He tossed a complete game through 99 pitches. Get this, 81 strikes. It was the most strikes thrown with less than 100 pitches in a game since they started tracking pitch counts.
That's just unreal.
In the air, center field. Outman settles under this one, brings it in, and there's one away.
Batting 6th, right fielder Andrew McCutchen.
And now it's Andrew McCutchen. That's off the inside corner, and that's ball 1. Swings through that one for strike 1. Time to look at our umpiring crew in this one. Kenny Jansen behind the plate.
Yeah, and expect a little inconsistency on the corners. He doesn't make any wild calls, but he does give and take there a little bit. So he doesn't have the easiest strike zone to figure out, especially as the game goes on when you're expecting it to become more consistent.
Outman brings it in with a nice running grab.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Here's Tommy Pham. Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
No ball, 1 strike.
Bart leads off first with 2 down to the inning.
1-1.
In the dirt. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance. In there at the knees. And the count is 1-2. Got him. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
He's in a tough spot. Had to make a great pitch. Did it. Got the strikeout. Gets out of the jam. Clearly, he's happy with those results.
Back here at Chavez Ravine. Bottom of the second. Here come the Dodgers. No score. And now it's Max Muncy. Jones back to work. And that one is inside.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Next pitch misses. Now 2-0. And a swing and a miss there.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Chris, as we look back at the pitch sequence, he hadn't seen that curveball at all. How tough is it to adjust to something like that with a bunch of break when you haven't had a look at it yet?
Yeah, I mean, you're dialed up for something firm. You never want to take a called third strike as a fastball, so you're going to be a little anxious before you recognize the pitch. And right there, clearly didn't see what was coming.
Right through there for a strike.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
Well, he's really dialed in, and this offense is going to have to do something to try to break that rhythm. Maybe it's square around the bunt, step out of the box, agitate him a little bit, do something that just changes what's happening right now, because at this pace, it's going to be a long game, so you got to figure it out quickly.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. And first offering is fouled off. Two outs, base is empty. Line drive, base hit, right center field.
Batting 7th, catcher.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. Good power, not great in the OBP department. That's in there. Strike 1. Smith with a homer in his last game. Two gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. Bottom half of inning number 2. That misses the zone, and it's 1-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
And that's outside. 2-2.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
Michael Conforto in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
First and second, 2 outs. Michael Conforto will climb in. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
0-1.
Outside low, and it's 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
First and second, 2 down. You're in game 1 of this 3-game set. The changeup missing. Ball 2.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. And there's a ball. James Outman in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Got him looking. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. Dodgers strand a couple. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. Back here in L.A. Well, here we go. Top of the 3rd, scoreless game. At the plate for Pittsburgh, Nick Gonzalez. Going on.
No ball, 1 strike.
I mean, that's perfect location, right on the black. I mean, over and over again, this guy demonstrates the ability to hit those spots. They're so tough to do anything with as a hitter.
He's got it. 1 up, 1 down.
Batting 9th, 3rd baseman, Jared Triolo.
So digging in, Jared Triolo. And that misses. And it's 1-0.
1-0.
Top of the 3rd, no score. And a big swing and a miss.
1-1.
And that one off the outside edge. The next pitch misses. 3-1. And a rope into center field, base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
So up next, O'Neal Cruz struck out looking at his first at bat. That one finds the corner. That's strike 1.
So O'Neal Cruz is named after Paul O'Neill. That was his father's idol in baseball, so he named his son O'Neal. In 2022, they finally met each other when the Pirates played the Yankees in New York, and I'm sure that was a moment that O'Neal...
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. And it gets into the corner, but it's foul. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Here is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Flied out his first time. The shortstop takes the ball. Triolo off of first with 2 away. Runner takes off. Pitch in for a strike. Throw. Save.
You know what? I like the aggressiveness right there. It looks like it's going to be tough to score in this one. Really good pitching so far. So why not try to put some pressure on them and see if you can steal the bag, get into scoring position.
Runner at second, 2 down. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Lined, and that's a base hit. Triolo headed for the plate. He'll score, and the Pirates take the lead. And it's an RBI single, 1-0.
Oh, it was a great job of letting that runner steal second base, get into scoring position, come through with the base knock. You add a run.
Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Brian Reynolds. Struck out swinging his first time. Pitch misses. 1-0. Right through there for a strike.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
And a 1-1. Late with the swing there.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Check swing, now an appeal to third. And no swing, says Jerry Hillsdale. Just off the outside part of the plate.
Full count.
So now 2 on and 2 outs.
Not what he wanted to do right there, Boog. That keeps this inning alive, puts a runner in the scoring position, and a chance for this offense to add on to their lead.
First and second, 2 outs. Here's Joey Bart now. 1 for 1 with a single so far. And there's a strike on the outside corner.
There was a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
Next offering upstairs. 2 aboard, 2 outs. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Muncy makes the play, and that's the 3rd out. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now a 1-0 ball game. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at the ballpark, coming off a tough series offensively, and to look at those numbers. Up and in, ball 1. And another ball. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Got him looking. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one.
No, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there. And I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
Popped up to the left, into foul ground. Triolo on the move, and he can't quite get there. It's a foul ball. Inside corner, and that's called a strike.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
And Freddie takes the K.
Quite the start to this game on the mound. Looking very dangerous to these hitters. 7 punch-outs already. So this lineup hasn't had much success trying to figure him out. I'm impressed with what we're seeing here.
Here's Mookie to hit. Went down on strikes his first time through. Just off the outside edge. And that's ball 1.
No strikes.
And strike 1 to Mookie Betts. So now 1-2.
Clearly he was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
Cut on and lifted in the air. Makes a nice grab at a full sprint. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. On to inning number 4. It's the Pirates 1 and the Dodgers nothing. Back here at Dodger Stadium, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Spencer Horwitz. Oh, that got away from him. And he's going to reach on a hit by pitch to lead off the inning. Here's Andrew McCutchen to hit. He's 0 for 1. Just missed.
You know, these Pirates doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of him. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
Horwitz gets his lead at first with nobody out. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage, and that might be the case today.
That one fouled off. Two now to 22. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. To the plate now for Pittsburgh is the DH, Tommy Pham. Right through there for a strike.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. The pitch. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. On the ground to the left. Quickly to second for 1. On to Freeman. Double play. Inning over. Offense held in check there. To the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Pirates 1 and the Dodgers nothing. And we're back. Bottom of the inning. And now here's the Dodgers designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
So back in 2023, Shohei hit a home run, stole a base, and had a scoreless pitching outing in the same game. You'll never guess the last person to do it.
Pablo Sandoval.
Oh, you're good.
I feel like I've heard that one before. And that's off the outside edge. And a count 2-1. Just missed.
expect for that guy to come right at you with a fastball, something in the zone, because he does not want to allow the leadoff walk.
Fouls one away, and now 3-2. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
That could jumpstart an offense that's really struggled to score in this one. Don't want to wake a team up with the free pass.
Once he digs in. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. That one outside. Ball 1. Tying run is at first. We're here in the bottom of the 4th.
2-0.
Chris, with that distraction and a speedy guy at first, he's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
Chris Taylor in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Here's a 3-0. And ball 4 to a board.
He's making things difficult for himself right now out there on the mound, but you know, his confidence should still be high enough to get out of this, but he's going to have to buckle down right here.
First and second, no outs. Here comes Chris Taylor. On the ground to third. Stops it on a slide. There's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Just so impressed with the movement on that play. Footwork was excellent. The arm strength was there. And, of course, the most important part was getting the out.
Here's the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. And he's already singled in this game. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone.
In this situation, the batter's got to know what the pitcher's trying to do to him, and that's trying to get him to hit the ball on the ground, get 2 for 1. You got to look for something up in the zone. At worst case scenario, you deliver the sacrifice fly.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Outside low. Going to count 1 and 2.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
And this gets away from Bart. Tag, and he's out at the plate.
That's really frustrating right there. Should have had plenty of time to move up safely with the ball getting away, but they still threw out the runner.
Taylor on at second with 2 down. Caught him looking for the K.
A lot of adrenaline, we can see it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that, executing, and getting out of a tough inning.
Welcome back.
Leading
Quite a
off
pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Ohtani back to work. There's a strike. Gonzalez in his second season, 25 years old, a former first-round pick in 2020. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2.
Man, that's just a nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
That one drifts inside.
Close pitch there, and he's kind of wondering where it missed. You know, getting a feel for each umpire's strike zone is something that pitchers and hitters really have to think about and work on from game to game, and sometimes from at bat to at bat.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Lifted in the air down the left side, and that's a fair ball. Around first and hustling for second. In safely, it's a leadoff double in the 5th.
Good job
Now
of
batting,
just putting the
third
ball in
baseman,
play with
Jared
2 strikes.
Triolo.
Just a bloop hit behind third right there, and that's a really tough play for a third baseman or shortstop to get to, and the same for the left fielder. So he just found a perfect place to drop that one in right there.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. At the plate, Jared Triolo. That one finds the zone. 0-1. And there's a breaking ball that drops in there. Runner at second, nobody out. He swings and hits a fly ball, center field. Snags it on the run. And there's one down.
They trust him in center field because he's capable of making
Now
plays on the run, and we saw it right there. That's a player you want patrolling center field. Someone who can attack the ball off the bat.
So the Pirates batting order turns over. Here's the center fielder, O'Neal Cruz.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
Popped in the air, left field. Out number 2. And now Isaiah Kiner Falefa
Shortstop,
picked up an
Isaiah
RBI in his last at
Falefa.
bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
That clips the corner. On the ground. And it finds its way through for a hit. Gonzalez scores. It's an RBI single, and they take
Now
a
batting,
2-run
left
lead.
fielder,
Well, here we are,
Ryan Reynolds.
third time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
B-Ray coming to the plate now. Kiner Falefa on the go. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
Well, that steal right there is wanting to take advantage of having a really good hitter at the plate. Now they've got a much better shot at bringing home a 2-out RBI.
Runner at second, 2 down. And that one fouled off. Two outs. That one ripped. Base hit. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score easily.
Well done. Drives in the run.
Now batting,
That was a thing of
catcher,
beauty. He
Joey
may have been a
Clark.
little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left.
So runner at second, 2 down. This is Joey Bart, 1 for 2. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
0-1. Yep. No ball.
2 outs and 1 in scoring position. He goes down looking. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Pirates 3 and the Dodgers nothing. We head to the bottom of the 5th, and here's the catcher, Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
And a foul ball.
You know, these Dodgers, to put it bluntly, need to put together more competitive at-bats, and I don't think they've lived up to their own expectations at the plate. They've gone down on strikes at a high rate today, so it's probably time to simplify the approach and just find ways to put the ball in play. Only 2 hits allowed so far tonight, Boog, so I don't think that one will disrupt his momentum all that much. You know, he's really been on top of his game, commanding his pitches all night long.
And here is Michael Conforto. His first at-bat was a strikeout. Foul ball there. Next offering is fouled back. Nobody out. Runner at first. Down on strikes, looking for the second straight plate appearance.
Up next,
and next for
the
LA,
Dodgers,
James
center
Outman.
fielder,
He was a strikeout
James
victim his first
Outman.
time. Swinging a foul straight back. That catches the outside corner. 0-2.
Well, the offense has gotten going, and a pitcher wants to go out there, have a real quick inning, get those guys back into the dugout so those bats can stay hot.
That missed by a lot. Now 1-2. Smith, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs 1 more out.
Back to the top of the lineup. There's Freddie Freeman now. That one catches the zone. Strike 1. Line drive. That's a base hit. And now 2 aboard.
Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Betts up for the 3rd time here. Watches that one miss. Just missed. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Movement in the bullpen. Colin Holderman loosening up in case he's called upon by Derek Shelton. Bednar getting cranked up as well. Outside with a breaking ball. Shohei Ohtani waiting on deck if they extend the inning.
Plenty of pop in his bat, so he could give them the lead with 1 swing if he gets the chance.
And now the count is full. And another power hitter lurking in the on-deck circle. And they're all loaded up.
Pitch count's getting up there now, and not saying that's the reason for this walk, but this is the point in the game when every sign of wavering starts to get everyone's attention.
Yeah, that's fouled off. swings and hits one in the air out towards right field. And that lands in no man's land, a foul ball. Battling here as he fouls it away. Back foot slider ties him up, struck him out.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
And welcome back to the ballpark. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. The batter now, Spencer Horwitz.
Here's a fun fact. Dodger Stadium was also the home of the Los Angeles Angels for 4 years in the 1960s while they waited for Anaheim Stadium to be built. When the Angels were playing games at home, instead of Dodger Stadium, they called it Chavez Ravine Stadium.
And that knock bumps his hitting streak into double digits, Chris. He's hitting 10 straight.
Yeah, and on a nice trajectory, average going up, OBP, everything he's doing at the plate right now just seems to be working.
Here's McCutchen, and that misses. And that's ball 1. The pitch to McCutchen. Inside. And it's 2-0. Horwitz gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Next offering in there for a strike. And the count 2-1. And that's in for a strike. That misses the zone, and that's ball 3. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Now batting.
So now the DH spot, Tommy Pham. Ground ball could be 2. There's 1. On to Freeman. Double play. Inning over. No runs, one hit, no errors, and no one left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 4, 5, 6 coming up. It's the Pirates 3 and the Dodgers nothing.
Now pitching for
Back
Pittsburgh.
down for the bottom of the 6th, and
Number
there's a new
50.
pitcher on the mound. Carmen Mlodzinski.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important outs and try to help carry this lead into the later innings.
Here comes Max Muncy. He is struck out, and he is walked.
Max Muncy.
And a foul ball. One thing with Max Muncy, and it'll be interesting to see what he throws here. He hammers the fastball. Next offering upstairs.
1-1.
And that drops in for a strike.
Well, in this one, the offense has sputtered. Somebody's got to find a way to get on, keep the line moving, and manufacture at least one run. Then maybe you get 2 or 3.
And down on strikes. And that's one out as they get the leadoff hitter in the 6th. Here comes Chris Taylor. 0 for 2 in this one. So the Dodgers are going to have to try and come from behind and try and get that offense going.
1-0.
That misses, and it's 1-0. And that is out of play.
I would throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Bart makes the grab, and there's 2 gone.
Boy, that was a hanging breaking ball right there.
Now
I think he tried to do a little bit too
fielder,
much. Sometimes those eyes can get really big. I think his
Hernandez.
swing broke down as well, and that's what caused him to pop it up.
And up next for Los Angeles, Teoscar Hernandez. And that one upstairs, ball 1.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this.
2-0.
That's a nice miss right there.
Ball.
Will Smith waiting to bat for the Dodgers. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 6th. That to right. McCutchen pulls it in on the run. No runs, no hits, no errors. 7th inning coming up. It's the Pirates 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Back here at the ballpark,
Leading
let's
off
check
for
out the
Pirates,
latest news
second
from around the
baseman,
league.
Nick Gonzalez.
What's up? What's up? Who are Dodger fans here? Any
Welcome
Dodger
back.
fans
We're in the 7th. We have a new
chat?
pitcher on the mound. Evan
Now
Phillips.
pitching for the Dodgers. Number
Gotta
59.
get this W.
Evan Phillips.
Pirates.
And that's through there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Let's see here. Let's see.
Fought off foul.
Oh, Tommy didn't pitch that good.
Hit on the ground to short. Betts whips
Quick
it to
out.
first. 1 up, 1 down.
Up next for Pittsburgh, third baseman Jared
Triolo, the next Pirate to hit. that one down the line, and it goes just foul. Bases empty, one away here in the top half of inning number 7. Next offering is fouled back. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And there's 2 down. O'Neill Cruz, the next to hit. 0 for 3 in this one. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And that extends the inning.
Now batting, shortstop, Isiah Kiner-Falefa.
Isiah Kiner-Falefa, the next Pirate to hit. First pitch just misses.
He might want to steal second in this spot, but he's dealing with a catcher that has one of the best pop times in the game. He needs to pick his spot very wisely.
Cruz, the runner at first with 2 gone. Late on that fastball.
It might be time to choke up a little bit, get that front foot down early, maybe even just spread out. He's really late right now.
The 1-1 is fouled off. And that one lifted in the air center field. Outman under it and makes the grab. And that is that. Pirates leave 1, but they're on top by a count of 3-0.
Now pitching for
We're
Pittsburgh.
back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Colin Holderman.
Colin Holderman.
And now the catcher comes up to hit. Will Smith. A walk, and he's also singled. Pitch is in there. 0-1.
No balls. 1 strike.
Out towards left center. Reynolds gets under it. And puts the squeeze on that one. 1 away.
Now batting, the right fielder, Michael.
The batter will be Michael Conforto.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
And the first offering is not close. Activity in Pittsburgh's bullpen. Caleb Ferguson loosening up in case he's called upon by Derek Shelton. Next offering is fouled back. The 1-1 is fouled off. One down, base is empty. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Next offering is down low. And the sweeper is off the plate. The Pirates leading by 3 here at the bottom of the 7th.
Well, he's having a tough time getting a pitch by him. As a hitter, you feel pretty confident that you're seeing different pitches still able to make some type of contact.
Outside, and that is ball 4. That's a great at bat. He saw a lot of pitches and earned a walk.
Now batting,
what a battle. It's not always easy
James
laying off a 3-2
Outman.
pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
Man at first with 1 gone, and now the center fielder, James Outman, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Cruz. 2 down.
Now batting, first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Here is Freddie Freeman. 1 for 3. And there's a foul ball. Outside. And the count even 1-1. Swings through that.
1-2.
Ground ball right side. And it finds its way through for a hit. And now first and second with 2 outs.
Now batting, shortstop.
Here comes the skipper. And
now pitching
on the mound now, David Bednar.
Number 51.
Mookie Betts digging in a huge spot. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
0-1.
You see the velocity 97 with that fastball. The tying run at the plate. That one missed. Swings and misses, struck him out.
He's in a tough spot, had to make a great pitch.
Back here at Chavez Ravine, we go to the 8th. At the plate for Pittsburgh, Brian Reynolds. Popped up right side. Freeman under this one. Puts it away for the out. And a quick out, number 1.
Now batting, catcher Joey Bart.
And now Joey Bart. And it's fouled away. One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2.
So hard to touch. I mean, at the top of the zone, 99, 98, even 97. As pitchers do such a good job of teasing that part of the zone, just elevating a little bit. It looks good because you see it for a good while as a hitter. Looks juicy, and by the time you swing, it's almost in the catcher's mitt.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Went back to the fastball, and it was effective. 2 outs, base is empty. Spencer Horwitz, the next Pirate to hit. Pitch misses. 1-0. Inside, just missed.
When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up, and that's what he's been doing. It's made a big impact for him in recent games.
Next offering is in for a strike.
No, he's really working that inside corner with the cutter. I tell you what, I hated that pitch. So tough to get the barrel to and to keep it fair.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Nabs it, and that is that. And 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates, but they lead it 3-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani.
Got to keep things airtight defensively right here. On your toes, ready to make a play. If you can get this to the 9th with a 3-run lead, it should be a W.
Next offering is fouled back. On the ground, right side. Gonzalez to first in time. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
That play won't be trending on social media later on, but it's still important to execute it to perfection. This game is a lot harder than it looks, partner.
Max Muncy at the dish. A walk and a pair of strikeouts. And first offering is fouled off.
It's so hard to slow yourself down when you see that juicy breaking ball, but the most success happens when you try to take that right back up the middle
Ball.
approach.
That's inside.
1 ball, 1 strike.
That one fouled off. Outside
Ball.
low, and the count's even
2
at 2.
balls, 2 strikes. Full count.
Outside, and that is ball 4.
I don't think he really wanted to pitch to him right there anyhow.
Now batting.
One gone,
Second
runner at
baseman,
first.
Chris
Here comes Chris
Taylor.
Taylor.
Here's a run scoring opportunity. You definitely got to push something across because it's not going to get any easier. You get to the 9th, you got a lockdown closer ready to come in.
Ground ball right side, could be 2. On to second, they get 1. Double play. They can't seem to break through. Inning over. So they go quietly there through 8 full. It's the Pirates. All set to start the 9th in this one. Now it's the right fielder, Andrew McCutchen. Phillips back to work. That pitch gets the inside corner. And
No
it's
ball,
0-1.
1 strike.
And strike 2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. In the air, right field. Fair ball. Around first, heading for 2. And he's there with a leadoff double.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Tommy Pham.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Tommy Pham getting ready to hit. A swing and a soft liner. Makes the catch, 1 down. Here's the second baseman, Nick Gonzalez. Pitches in for a strike, 0-1. Started after the 0-1 pitch, and now a check down to first. And that's a swing, according to umpire Mike Fillmore. Got him looking. That K is his 3rd of the game.
Just locked him up right there for the second out, and that's the bat he's probably going to be thinking about for a little while. Didn't pull the trigger. Not how you want to go down in an RBI spot, so now you got to hope your teammate behind you can pick you up.
And now it's going to be Jared Triolo late on that fastball. Swing and a liner foul off to the right. Man at second. Foul ball, still 0-2. Got him. Making 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. 1 hit, 1 left. 6, 7, 8 scheduled to start the bottom of the 9th. It's back now, and on the mound, the closer, Dennis Santana.
Well, he's the guy they hope to turn to out of the pen to lock down wins. So this game has gone to plan, more or less. Let's see if he can wrap it up here.
So digging in, Teoscar Hernandez.
Left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
In for a strike, 0-1.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
Next offering is in for a strike.
I think it was sitting off speed right there because he just let the fastball go by.
And that just misses.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Up
Ball
and
two.
in. And a count now even up. That one
Full count.
just misses. And that's a strikeout looking. That was pretty nasty.
Oh, that right there is what you want to see out of your closer. Come in and close the door, cancel any hope that that opponent has in making some type of comeback in the ball game. Tell you what, that helps him settle in, and that helps everybody else relax a little bit to get these other two outs.
Smith
1-0.
stands in here, leaves that one off the inside. Right through there for a strike. Base is empty, one away here in the last half of inning number 9. Next
That's a
pitch is
ball.
downstairs. In there for a strike at the top of the zone. Swing and a chopper out to short. In plenty of time to first. 2 up, 2 down.
If you want to be a great defense, you have to
Up
deliver
next,
consistently.
for the Dodgers,
It doesn't matter how many
right
highlight reel
fielder,
plays you make if you can't
Michael
execute the small stuff,
Conforto.
just like we saw.
So they're down to their final out. Michael Conforto steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And that's in there for strike 1. 2 down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Well, so many
0-2.
hard-throwing relievers in the game these days, you would think that hitters have made the adjustment, but I don't know if you ever get used to it. Just pumping gas out of the bullpen. So hard to play catch-up.
The Dodgers down to their final strike.
2-2.
Way inside, gets out of the way. And they'll do it again. Good job to fight that one off. 2-2 now. And that one missing inside a sharp slider. Warning track, wall, and you can touch them all, baseball man. A solo shot, his second of the year. It's 3-1. He kept swinging, and it paid off.
Well, that was a battle, Boog, and he just kept taking his cuts. Finally squared one up. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spent on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Dennis Santana won't go any further. Caleb Ferguson takes over on the
Number
mound.
64.
And he's been hit pretty
Caleb
hard at times
Ferguson.
this year, so he's looking for better. Right now, giving up more than a hit per inning.
And now James Outman. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. And that turns the lineup over. And here's Freddie
Now
Freeman.
batting, first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
No balls. 1 strike.
Two-run game with 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th. They're down to their final strike. And now 1-2.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
the ball game.
It's always nice to grab the opener of a series. You come into a new ballpark, and just sometimes things aren't as comfortable as what you've been used to. The mound doesn't look straight. The background isn't what you like, but they didn't let any of those things distract them. In fact, they looked like they were playing a home game. Excellent job to set the tone for this series.
And your final 3-1 for Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show. I'm John Sciambi. Thanks for joining us.